So my father was known for that in all aspects of life. He was that kind of person. So I learned that from him. I got that from him, that even in that situation where he had all the power, he used his power for good, made a
Right.
huge impact on me. Funny thing though is, and I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but funny thing about that though is that this also had, I have allowed it to have a negative impact on my life because my dad was a lot to live up to. My dad was a lot to live up to. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about my father. That's a lot of pressure to try to be that, to try to live
It
up to that.
it is. I literally have a guest that I'm going to be interviewing after you who talks about a lot about daddy issues. And she specifically mentions that daddy issues are common with men as well, whether it's a same-sex relationship. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but that's okay. Whether it's men to their father, it's or women to their father, daddy issues are broad spectrum, and that would be a challenge to live up to. I know that my father is he's people don't say anything bad about him at all just because he's leaned into what is his thing, but it's again it can feel like you're always in the shadow. My mother the same way, even though I know in the reality that's just horse crap. When you look back, how do you see that showing up in your life where you're letting that take over, so to speak?
Yeah, well, it definitely, it definitely has. I mean, I have very serious tendencies toward low self worth, self hatred, dismissal of my worth and ability as a human being, particularly as a man. Losing my dad at such a young age robbed me of the ability to watch how a man behaves and to learn how a man acts and that sort of thing. And so, in any group of men, particularly, I always feel like the least. In any group of ministers, I feel like the fraud. In any group of sports coaches, I feel like the fake. In any group of dads, I feel like the worst. So losing my dad, so I have manhood issues and dad issues from that regard.